Welcome to the world's most fabulous people. I am your host, Tonya Hofmann, and we are all brought to you today by the Public Speakers Association. And I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. So I've got one of the most fabulous people in the world here today, Mr. Harrison Klein. Hey, Harrison.
Yay. Hi, Tonya. How are you?
Good. I am, I meet a lot of people, and I know Harrison meets a lot of people, and there's people that always stand out, and Harrison is one of those people you just always want to come up and give a hug. Do you feel that, Harrison? Like people always want to come up and hug you?
I feel like I always want to come up and hug you.
I'm sure there's people like me. I'm like, okay, yeah, that person I don't want to hug, but you definitely.
Nobody enters or leaves my space without a hug. So it's definitely that. That's a policy of mine, which I haven't broken in 40 years.
Nice. Love it. So
Yeah.
tell us about how does it feel to be this fabulous, Harrison?
It feels significant, amazing, phenomenal, outstanding, incredible, awesome, turned on, tuned up, tweaked, authentic, inspired, happy, resplendent, and more. I mean, it keeps getting more and more fabulous, Tonya. Every adjective I can think of is in that process. So yes, it feels fabulous.
So what is it? I mean, a lot of times people think, you're just kind of born this way, and we are in our core fabulous, but a lot of times we don't see it. So have you always been this fabulous?
Oh, hardly. I've had a lot of lean years that have been dark and hellish by nature, and I'm sort of a poster child for miracles because I had a spontaneous healing, which brought me out of an autistic state that I was in for 23 years. And during that particular period, there was nothing but darkness and pain and unawareness and misery. So we had a breakthrough moment that was a moment of grace and took me into a whole new space. And then I've never been the same since that miraculous moment. So it's been amazing.
Wow.
It's been a heavy, beautiful trip. Yeah.
Right. I'm sure.
I was blessed to go through that pain because what it did was it was like special forces training to train me to do what I do today. So
awesome.
Know the depth of misery and difficulty and hellishness and all that kind of stuff. So now I help people move out of that space and that situation. So.
Oh, that's incredible. Yeah, a lot of times our diversity or our challenges actually ends up being one of the biggest blessings,
It is a blessing. Well, what I know for a fact, at least in my experience, is that nothing is done to me. All of it is done for me. And so we don't realize that when we're in the midst of it, but on the other end of that, it becomes very apparent that it was for you. Your soul orchestrates that, and you have a pre-life contract that kind of takes a part of that into your daily or weekly or monthly or living experience in one form or another.
Right. Wow. So can you give us a fabulous tip or information that our listeners can glean from your brilliance?
I think that we all are geniuses. Basically, we are born geniuses. We get distracted from our deepest connection to source and the genius that we are. But the good news is that, we learn and we've learned that we create our own lives. And from that space, we can decreate anything that we have put into place and we can recreate it anew. So the most fabulous tip I can give you is to know that you are the creator of your own life and that you have the power to reinstate or to achieve anything you want from the place of your heart, from the place of your love. And that expands us into higher dimensions, into the ability to serve all of humanity on a global scale and better. So the more evolved we become, or the more significantly we access the genius part of ourselves, the mental and spiritual and holistic part of ourselves, the more we have the ability to touch other lives in a great way. So everyone has it. Everybody.
Well, and I get frustrated because I see so many amazing people, and a lot of times they don't even realize, they kind of walk with these blinders on.
Yeah, there's a spark within us, in each of us, which is the spark of source, and that spark basically illuminates us to whatever level that we allow it to. So, the reason why we have our light is to share it with other people. That's really important to understand, that we don't get this just for ourselves. We get it to share with other people, and if we want to hoard that light, it gets covered. So if we are a light bulb and we throw towels on that light bulb, the light can't shine. So the towels are the things that are sort of disintegrous, disingenuous, negative emotions, negative thoughts about other people, misinterpreting perceptions and all kinds of things. So as we learn to remove those towels on our light bulbs, the light shines ever greater and greater. It comes through until we're all pure light. And that's beautiful. And when we get pure light, basically, we are happy, functional human beings in every possible way. Just like you. You're all lit up. Look at you.
I know people are so funny because they're like, oh my gosh, your house was destroyed. I can't believe you're not just, and I'm like, it's just stuff, you see these people and they come around and they're just such lights in themselves, helping and, experiencing that, was just incredible. So yeah, I never look at things, of course you're sad about some things, but
no matter what happens, if you can come to the place of understanding that it was for you, there's something that you need to learn. The obstacle is, in point of fact, whatever obstacle you're facing is, in point of fact, the way. So the obstacles are your rungs on the ladders to get to where you want to go to. You cannot make $1 million without having a lot of things that you have to achieve in between, or $1 billion or whatever. And the obstacles teach you that this is what you need to get to that space. And there's nothing negative about the obstacles. Okay, your house burned down. What do you have to learn from that? You have to learn that there's a greater good that's happening through that. It's teaching you how to be humility. It's teaching you humility. It's teaching you how to access inner resources that you might not have had before. It's teaching you to focus on a better future. It's teaching you to learn whatever the personal growth and the other kinds of growth that you need to experience are. So all negative experiences are feedback mechanisms for us to step to the next level of who we are. So
yeah, and it's interesting because when the house was destroyed, suddenly I started realizing all the people's lives I got to, help simultaneously with a good purpose, right? Because I had to go buy new stuff. And so I supported those people, and people had to come and build a new house, and, all of these different things. It was amazing to see how it rippled out in a positive way, right?
And reorganized yourself in a way that had strength connected to it. So,
yeah.
We have to be courageous about both our strengths and our softness, So as we become more and more courageous, as we learn the lessons, our courage ups, our confidence ups, and we become connected to the world in a more fabulous way. So, it's not that your house burned down, oh, woe is me. It's that my house burned down, yay, now I get to learn something new. A whole bunch of new stuff that I didn't learn before. And that's very difficult when you're in the midst of it. But at the same time, if you understand your spirituality, that you are source energy, it has a purpose for you, and a better purpose to learn or step into the higher places inside of you.
I love it. So I know with me, I've had so many like embarrassing moments or crazy moments that I learned something significant from. Have you had something like that?
Oh my God. The number of things is endless, Tonya. I mean, I've been in a place where I made lots of money and ended up to be a pizza delivery boy for a couple months just to get by, and lost it, and then ended up to be a pizza delivery guy for a couple months before I got back on my feet. I've been fired from numerous jobs in the early part of my life. I was a teacher. I had about 180 students a day at public school in the ghetto, and a lot of belligerent kids, and I could not handle it. Probably one of the more significant ones is that I raised $32 million for a movie project with a partner, and it was a movie project that involved a movie about a Muslim general in Turkey, and 9/11 happened 3 days prior to pre-production, going into pre-production after we had all the contracts signed, and I lost, $3.7 million, and I went home on that particular day, began sucking my thumb and rocking myself back and forth for 3 months, because I had lost all that situation. But in the end, it allowed me to move into another space with higher level people, and gave me a very fabulous grounding and confidence and security and life-changing connection to things. So
Wow.
yeah, so that was probably beside the 23 years I spent in autism. That was probably one of the more embarrassing moments, humiliating moments.
Right.
I had recruited Johnny Depp and Salma Hayek to come into this movie, and all these things were all set and ready to go, and bam, no studio would touch. Nothing would touch a Muslim movie where a Muslim general defeated the forces of the Allies during that period.
Wow.
So
Yeah, timing, right?
timing. So there I was, 3 years worth of work into something, all my heart, blood, sweat, and tears, and then boom, gone in an instant, like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. I know some things you're just like, all right, well, what is this lesson? And I love that you said that it's, each one of them is a lesson. Sometimes it's hard to see it at the moment, but
right. It depends. It depends on the understanding of your how evolved you are with and connected to the universe. So the more you are connected to the universe, and you still feel the pain, but you also then find a way to recalibrate a lot more quicker when it's the purpose is the next level of you. So.
Love it. So do you have something fabulous to share with our incredible listeners? Do you have a freebie or something that they can take advantage of?
Oh, sure. I had the privilege and the opportunity about 6 or 7 years ago to interview 16 billionaires on the planet. Now, one of the things that we know is that we create our own lives, and we create our own lives through the thoughts and images of our mind, which are instructions to the universe to bring us a particular kind of reality. And so it follows now that there are 1,900 billionaires on the planet, or at least at my last count there was, about 1,900, and they control 97% of the Earth's wealth. They control 97% of all the resources available on the entire planet. And it follows that if we create our own lives, they must think radically different than the other 7 billion of us. There's 3% left over for 7 billion. That doesn't make a whole lot of proportionate sense. So, I got a chance to interview these guys, and went through, the process of how they think, how they set their goals, what they feel about things, where is the point of power in their bodies, and how do they experience themselves so much differently than everybody else does on the planet? What were the processes that they went through to get there? So I created an audio called How Billionaires Set Goals. So I guarantee that regardless of the fact that you may not become a billionaire from this goal-setting process in the way that they did, because that takes talent and perseverance as well. But if you learn this process, you will ascend in your financial abilities. So it's easy enough to move up creatively higher if you know the process that has created gigantic fortunes in this world. So that's what I'm going to give your listeners, because I like you.
So how did they get a hold of that?
www.howbillionairessetgoals.
Well, that's easy enough.
Yeah.
So, howbillionairessetgoals.com.
Yes.
Perfect. All right, everyone. So you're going to jump on that opportunity because who doesn't want to find out the secrets, right?
That's right.
And, Harrison has done it for us. He figured it all out and put it in an audio, and now we just have to listen to it. So how great is that?
That's pretty awesome. I mean, it changes a lot of lives. It transforms a lot of, thinking very quickly. So, and the one thing that I will tell you is that you won't find this information in a self-help book. You won't find it in a financial, report. You won't find it anyplace else. This is the kind of information that comes only straight from the horse's mouth. And the amazing thing about it was that of the 16 billionaires that I interviewed, only 2 of them knew each other directly, but all 16 of them had the exact same process, which blew my mind. So, find out this process, guys. Go there. Let's get some transformations. Let's make some money. Best thing you can do with your clothes on.
Oh my goodness. That's awesome. Well, everyone, I'm so glad that you were here today and got to experience Harrison's amazingness. And remember to reach out and get connected to him. Follow him on social media, get connected to him, and just know him because he is that amazing. And, it's more fun that way. And then take advantage.
Definitely, I'm a fun guy. So
exactly. And then take advantage of how billionaires sets goals. So jump on that and take advantage. So thank you, Harrison, for being on our World's Most Fabulous People series.
Thank you, Tonya, for having me. It was great fun. Okay. Love
All
you.
right.
Love your work. Love the whole PSA. Everything is amazing. So I'm so looking forward to that connection in the future with all your people and everything that we can do for each other. So,
perfect.
Very
Yay.
cool.
Yay. All righty, everybody. See you next time on the World's Most Fabulous People series.
Next
Thank you.
time, and don't do anything Harrison wouldn't enjoy.
There you go. There's your challenge.